Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and guess what, idiot? Today, I watched SmackDown Live episode 1038 and 205 Live episode 137. I really enjoyed both of these episodes, but I will get to that in just a minute because I want to talk real quickly about spending a couple of days helping out the Blue Devils front ensemble specifically, and more specifically the electronics section, with building out a little bit more in their truck. I talked about my trip out there a few weeks ago to California to build the big shelf deck thing in the back of the box truck where they load up all of the electronics, the synthesizers, drum sets, all the speakers, the mixer, all that stuff. So they had a request. We get some type of additional shelf to put all these drum heads because it's kind of a mess up here. So I went up to Laramie, Wyoming, where they were rehearsing on Wednesday and Thursday, or Thursday and Friday. No, when was it? Thursday and Friday. I went up there on Thursday and checked out the situation, took some measurements, saw what they wanted to what we could possibly put up there, what we could put underneath it, and then I went home and I hung out the whole rest of the day. Enjoyed watching rehearsal. Went to dinner with Logan. We went to this place called Born at a Farm, something like that. It's in downtown Laramie. It was pretty good food. I'd recommend it if you're checking out Laramie. It's on it's on it's past 3rd Street. But it's maybe like on first. It's like a corner of 1st Street and something, like right by the railroad tracks. Anyway. It was a good time because I also got to see Pete Emmons, who I haven't seen. I don't think I saw him last year. I think I hadn't seen him in like 2 years. So it was awesome to see him. He was the tour director when I marched, and for a good number of years when I was on staff, full time in the summer. And so that was really awesome. And I saw a whole bunch of other people that I wasn't really thinking like, oh yeah, they'll be there, that kind of thing. So it's great to see all of them as well. And of course the people that I did was looking forward to see and expecting to see, such as Logan and Kristen and Cheryl and Pat when he eventually got there. And it all kind of worked out. I wasn't really planning on going out there at first, at least not that day. And then my original plan was not to go there, be here at all this week. I was going to be on the road over to St. Louis and then fly to Extreme Rules from there. So I decided to change up all of those plans, and I'm glad that I did because I got to see a bunch of awesome people and also build them this I think it turned out really well. It's not, I don't think it's great or anything, but it does exactly what it needs to do. And that is the number one measure of success in making something. So, it's basically I made like a box. It's all just like boxes or parts of boxes. A shelf is just a one-sided box, but it was basically a cube almost. It's not as tall as it is wide. And I was worried it was basically made it so that they could put bass drum heads in there, and then they'll be elevated, and there'll be nothing on top of them or anything like that. And then you could store stuff underneath them. Mainly a couple of speakers that they don't ever use, but they have on there for like backup or just whatever. So that was what my measurements were based on, were those speakers fitting underneath them, and then the width of those drum heads, the largest drum heads, which is 40 inches. I thought, 48 inches would be plenty of space. And then I decided I'll make it a little bit shorter than that, particularly because a lot of the wood that I got, it wasn't actually 48 inches. It was like a little bit shy of that anyway. So it was better to make it a little bit smaller than I would have plenty of the lumber to do it. And luckily I didn't make it too small. There was a moment when I was loading up the drum heads after having it installed. It's all assembled and everything. And then that moment of truth, and I was like, oh no, is this not going to fit? But it, in fact, fit perfectly. There's like maybe like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of clearance there. Because I was basing it on the size of the head that's on the label, and didn't think about, how much extra room do they have in those boxes, and the box itself, how much width does that add? And as it turns out, it added kind of a lot, at least like 3 inches. So yeah, it worked out really. I think it worked out really well. I'm really excited for that. Excited for them to be a little bit more organized and less worried about stuff just falling off. Mainly the drum heads falling off of that shelf onto all their other stuff. So yeah, that's what I was doing the last couple of days. That's why I got really far behind on watching stuff. I still haven't watched NXT and NXT UK. I only just yesterday, after I built that thing at home in pieces that were small enough that I could fit them in my car, and then transported them there today, Saturday morning, and then spent the entire morning assembling it in a more permanent way. So I assembled it with like tape and like temporary screws and stuff like that, but I permanently assembled it there on site, because fully assembled, it's way too big to fit in my car. It was like 46 inches wide, which is like about at least 10 inches too wide, and then it's also way too tall to fit into the back, into the hatch. I have a hatchback, but it's not that tall. It's like 37 inches tall, the fully assembled thing. So yeah, it was all just sides all together, just like a cube broken down into the sides of the cube. And yeah, so to build it, after I got all the materials, that was getting all the materials in maybe like an hour, I don't know. And then doing the build stuff, building everything at home, that part took about 6 hours, and it took about another 3 hours at the site, at the show, at the rehearsal site, to get it installed in the truck. And a big shout out to Ethan. If he ever does listen to this, I don't know. If anybody who knows him listens to this, he's one of the audio guys, audio interns. Is that their title? I don't remember what their title is. And then I met the other one. I don't remember his name, because I only met him once so far, and it didn't stick. I'm bad with names until I meet someone more than once, or if I, anyway. Ethan helped me actually lift it up onto the top of the shelf, because it isn't. I probably could have lifted it myself up into there, but it's very large, so it's more so the handling, the maneuvering of it. So that was a tremendous help that he helped me get that up in there. So yeah. So now let's talk. Those my adventures for the last couple of days. I did not go to the show. I'm recording this while they're having the show right now at downtown, but apparently it got rained out, lots of lightning and stuff. So it was delayed and then turned into a standstill, and that kind of works out for me not having gone there, because I would have had to leave the show by like 10 o'clock, 10:30 anyway, to get to the airport, because I'm flying out at like 1 a.m. And I guess I would have been technically closer to the airport from there. But anyway, flying out to Philadelphia at 1 a.m. And yeah, so I guess things all kind of worked out. Also, the timing really worked out, is that because, like I said, I wasn't originally going to go, but I saw on Facebook. I'll get to the wrestling shows in just a second. I saw on Facebook that morning, Thursday morning, is that, it's yours and Kristen's friendiversary. It should be friendiversary, not they have it spelled friendversary, but really that looks more like friendversary. which is like a different. I think it's like a frenemy, but it's more like a competition sort of thing as opposed to like a sporting competition type of thing. Perhaps could be. Oh, cool. It's on time. Excellent. But anyway, yeah, that notification came up on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I should go up there today. Then maybe that's a sign I should go up there. And then all the other stuff transpired that I went back to the housing to meet Logan, but Pat had just arrived there, and he was like, hey, don't tell anybody, but Pete Emmons is going to be here. And I was like, oh, I got to go back over the rehearsal site because they rehearsed like a mile away from where they were housed. So yeah, like all the timing of the entire day like really worked out. That like I just kept following where the day took me, and it took me to some pretty good places. So I think that's a lesson, not a lesson, but like some advice to just like go with the flow sometimes and not have like an exact plan, but like make the plan as you're figuring out new information and stuff like that. Like if I had gone with my first instinct once I got there and got all the measurements and stuff that I needed, I was kind of like, well, I guess I'll just head back home now, even though it's like a 3-hour drive. If I had done that, I would have missed all the other people that I saw that day. And I also helped them get set up with dinner or whatever, so that was pretty fun to see all the food truck folks. Because I didn't see them. If I had left, I wouldn't have seen them because the food truck was back at the housing site, and they had to bring over all the food to the other place. But yeah, it was a pretty great day. And then I thought, well, I want to see the show in uniform because I can't go to the show tonight, obviously because I'm not at the show tonight. And otherwise, this was going to be the last time that I see the core at all. So next week I'm going to go out there just for 3 days, and one of those days is a free day, so I'm really only there for 2 days, with a gap in the middle. But yeah, I'll see them in Texas, and I can see the actual show, and that'll be really awesome. And I'll see where things go from there. But I the next 2 weekends after that I have conventions, and then the week after that is SummerSlam. Man, it's only 4 weeks away. That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 weeks away, and that's also DCI Finals week. So it's at the same time as SummerSlam. Well, the day before SummerSlam, which is NXT Takeover, is the same day as DCI Finals. So I can't. I had to choose one, and I chose one. All right, my notifications of this text message about my flight just keeps like reactivating my phone and my iPad screens. All right, so I'll have more updates on all of that in episodes where I talk about more of that. Oh man, I haven't done this week's new comics episode yet. Maybe I have to leave. I have to get ready. I have to get ready to leave after I record this episode. Maybe I'll take a bunch of comics with me. I'm gonna have some time. Nah, I don't want to get. Well, maybe. That's what I'll do. Okay. Anyway, so I'll have my new comics episode after I get back, which will probably be like on Tuesday, and then right away I'll do next week's new comics episode the next day. But yeah. Let's talk about SmackDown episode 1038. Out in the parking lot, Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens get into a fight, and Shane McMahon comes over and breaks it up, and then sends Kevin home. Let's get out of here. Then during the opening segment of the show, they're live in the arena. Kevin comes out, interrupts all the top of the show rigmarole, and calls out Shane. Says it's all stupid. he calls him. He's because Shane comes out. He says, "I cut his mic," and then Kevin is like, "Guess what, idiot?" That's why I said that at the beginning of the show. He's like, "Guess what, idiot? There's tons of microphones out here," because he goes and grabs another one. I hope the guy who gave him the second mic didn't get fired. Anyway, he gets chased away by security, and it's mentioned throughout the night. Our opening match was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor. It is not a championship match, but Shinsuke wins via Kinshasa. This match was so awesome. My favorite moment of this entire episode is like sliding German suplex. Like he slides under Finn's legs to the outside and slams him down in his suplex, and then he's just coolly walking outside. I did like a weird gesture, like pantomime thing of what he was doing just then, just so you know. But yeah, that match was really cool. Let's see. Nikki Cross and Bayley are opposite a table to sign the contract for the championship match on Sunday. And Nikki says, she's not using me. She assured me that we will be co-champions, the first ever SmackDown women's co-champions. So then we had Nikki Cross versus Carmella. Carmella is another great friend of Bayley. So they played into that a little bit, but Nikki Cross won. And so it's looking more and more like the Nikki can win on Sunday, and Alexa. Backstage, we see the Kabuki Warriors, Paige, along with Asuka and Kairi, confront Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, who insist that they have mad cow bird flu disease. But the Kabuki Warriors want their match. It's gonna happen soon. Maybe now. I don't think it's happening at Extreme Rules because they didn't say that. And I figure they would have said something about it by now. At this point, wait until SummerSlam. Like, screw it. Just wait until SummerSlam and have that match and have them win it. And I'll be happy. I'll be fine. I'll be totally fine with that. At this point, just wait instead of just having it on SmackDown next week or something. Just wait a little bit long. We've been waiting for so long already. Just wait till SummerSlam and it'll be awesome. And yeah, that'll be fine. Maybe we'll have some one-on-one matches in the weeks before that. I think that would work pretty well too. All the different combinations. Kairi versus Billie, Kairi versus Peyton versus Asuka, Billie versus Asuka. Those are the 4 combinations. And that's 4 weeks. That's 4 weeks of stuff. Just have those. Yeah, just have those singles matches leading up to their tag team match. Do it. It's fine. Do it. And we get to see Asuka and Kairi every week, and they'll be their partners will be at ringside with them. It'll be great. Oh, and also Paige slapped Billie Kay, and Billie was about to retaliate, and he's like, "Wait, I thought you were sick. What are you doing?" We had the tag team summit. That was pretty entertaining. We got Who's Your Daddy chants for Eric Rowan because Biggie and Xavier Woods are talking about how you're just going along with these other people. You were with Bray, you were with Harper. Now you're just following along with Daniel Bryan. What's going on, dude? Also, right before that, Sarah Schreiber interviewed Roman Reigns, and she was so excited to be talking to Roman, and I kind of loved that a little bit, just how happy she was to just at the idea of talking to Roman Reigns. She was super excited for it, and then when she actually was, and then afterward, after having talked to him, she was still very happy. And yeah, that was a little bit endearing for me. I already liked Sarah Schreiber a lot anyway, but also it helped me like Roman even more a little bit. So successful. It was very successful. Let's see. Spewing methane. Oh yeah, Daniel Bryan was about to say that the Heavy Machinery are spewing methane. He didn't get to elaborate on that, but yeah, good one. That we had a triple threat. as a preview of the Triple Threat Tag Team match. Otis Dozovic, Daniel Bryan, and Xavier Woods in a match together. My favorite moment of that match was the double vertical suplex, and that I don't remember who actually won that match. Oops. But it was pretty fun. All of their partners got ejected from the arena before the commercial break, and then they restarted the match afterwards. But that's got to stop. That's got to just have the matches continue through the commercial break. Like, we know we're not missing anything during the commercial when there's wrestling during the commercials. It's fine. And then you can play, if something does happen, you can replay. What was wrong with that? It worked fine. It worked. If something cool happened during the commercial break, they would replay afterwards, and it was fine. And it was fun. Oh my God. And it was better for the live being there live, because you got to see it continued, the match as it continued. I don't know. I haven't been to a live event since they started doing this, but it's got to be annoying as the live audience too, because then you got to be subjected to the commercial breaks. Then that's one of the best parts of being there live, is that when the wrestling continues across a commercial break, you don't have to be watching those commercial breaks, right? Anyway, Mandy and Sonya challenge Ember to a match next week if Ember can find a partner. Or even if she can't, it'll be a 2-on-1. Who would be a great partner for Ember? I don't know. Maybe Carmella. I don't know. Who else is on SmackDown these days? I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know. All right. Then we had Ali, great video package promo talking about how he runs towards evil, and that evil can only prevails, or that evil prevails if good people do nothing, or something along those lines. Aleister Black, picture split screen with an empty chair. Aleister Black on one side, empty chair on the other side. He's told, they're not going to reveal themselves, his challenger, until the day of. But then they do reveal themselves, and it's Cesaro. And this is now my most anticipated match for Sunday. Cesaro is the one who knocks. Cesaro Heisenberg. Yeah, I want to pick a fight with you. It's so like, it's like half goofy but half like badass, but it's like goofy enough that it kind of overrides the bad. But I like it. I like that match. Is going to be great. Let's see. Shelton continues his weird interviews where he actually said a word this time. He said, "Well," smiles, and then like I don't know what's going on with that, but I hope it pays off. Could be fun. And then we had Roman Reigns versus Dolph Ziggler in the main event, and that's all. I didn't write who won or anything like that. There was interference from Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon and Elias, and all of that is all the garbage being thrown at Roman Reigns. Not literally, but being thrown by Shane McMahon. Oh, that's right. Kevin showed up and hit Shane with a stunner, which prevented him from interfering with that match. And I believe Roman Reigns ended up winning because he hit he dodged a zigzag and instead hit him with a spear. That's right. I think it was the zigzag, or maybe it was a super kick. Whatever. He dodged Dolph Ziggler's offense to hit him with a spear and get the win. So there we go. I'll talk about at the end of this episode. I'm going to talk about 205 Live first. But at the end of this episode, I will talk about my predictions and hopes for Extreme Rules. Just going down the entire card for that. So 205 Live episode 137. We open up with the Brian Kendrick versus Sunil Singh. I appreciate that the Singh brothers have reverted back to being the Bollywood boys without being called the Bollywood boys, in the absence of their fearless leader, the Maharaja Jinder Mahal. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. Like, good for them. Like, I'm happy for those guys. Um, early on in this match, Aiden claims to have seen 1,600 Bollywood films, making him quite well versed on the Bollywood pantheon. Yeah, that's not a good word for that. I don't know. Just Bollywood history. But when challenged to name a few of the films that he's seen, he said, I'm not going to do that right now. Kendrick won via the captain's hook, but then the Singh brothers attack him afterwards, and Akira Tozawa comes to his rescue. So good for Akira. Boo Bollywood boys. Backstage, Mike interrupts. No, that's not backstage. During a match, Mike interrupts Jack Gallagher versus a local guy, and he gets kicked out by security. I don't remember if that match actually concluded. I think it did. Jack won the match, of course. But backstage, Mike, he's fuming, and Drake apologizes to Mike, but he says, you can't take it out on other people, though. Like, we got to work this out or something. But Mike says, no, you caused all of my problems, so I'm going to try to ruin your show. So there you go. And then we had our Anything Goes match. Every single time. Oh, I need to check my numbers. Ooh. For the first time in a long... Oh, they're right there. I'll check out... I'll have to go look at my ticket. Let's do the quick picks. I don't have specific numbers. Every time Anything Goes. I was singing that every single, not the whole thing, but eventually I was just singing that riff the entire time. But I love this match so much. It's an Anything Goes match between Oni Lorcan and Arya Daivari. Oh my god, I love this match. This is my favorite match of the week so far. Like, go watch this. Go Gadget, watch this. Anything goes. Anything goes. They literally said anything goes about 50 times throughout this episode, and every single time I sang it afterwards. But oh my god, I just wrote, this match is just awesome. We had a back body drop through a bunch of chairs, that was awesome, and then a superplex through tables. That led to a victory for Oni Lorcan. Those are the two most notable things, but there's so much other stuff. Like, before he built the thing to do the back body drop through the chairs, Oni Lorcan was setting up those chairs, and then he ended up going through them, of course. But before he did that, when he was pulling the chairs out from under the ring, he was just tossing them onto Arya Daivari, and that made me laugh so much. And this entire match was just fantastic. Like, go watch this. Everybody, stop what you're doing and go watch this match. Even though you know who wins now and how it happens, but there's still so much stuff that happens before that maybe you'll forget the specifics of what I said. But just go watch. It's so good. It's so good. And I wish, well, neither of these guys are at Extreme Rules on Sunday, but oh man, maybe I might wear my Oni Rules shirt. Like, he doesn't have a match or anything. I just want to wish, because Oni Lorcan is freaking great. Man, that match is so good. Go watch it. Anything Goes match. Oh, it's great. I did watch a little bit of Fight for Fallen right before I started recording this, but I'm going to watch the entire thing, like, so I can see everything in context. And I was kind of out of it, not right in the right watching mood. I was just thinking about, I got to get packed real soon. I want to record this episode real quick before I go do that and all that. So I'm going to have a lot of time. I think my flight lands at like 5:30 a.m. or something like that. I'm going to have a lot of time before I can even go to my hotel and check in and all of that. I might just, like, have a really long breakfast there at the airport and just like hang out, eat some expensive airport breakfast, and then wait a while and then have some expensive airport lunch. I don't know, but it might just be a day hanging out at the airport until I can go to my hotel. But I'm right across from I'm like a short walk across. It's the closest hotel to the arena. I think it is one of the closest hotels to the arena. So I think that'll be fun. Because last time at Royal Rumble last year, it was at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. I stayed like between the airport and there, so it was like a 5-minute Uber ride or something like that. That's fine. But after the show, it was kind of annoying. Getting a ride back there, so I prefer just walking back after the show, and not braving the waters of the Uber waiting areas. So anyway, let's talk about these 10 matches on this show. Man, I don't even know which one of these is gonna be on the kickoff. It's probably gonna be the cruiserweights, unfortunately, but at least then we'll see. We'll see like the matches I really want. No, they probably won't do that for this show. But yeah, let's start. I'm going to start at the number 10 thing and then go up to 1 on the Wikipedia page. We have the Revival versus the Usos. That's a tag team match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. I'm rooting for the Usos, but I just know that this is going to be a great match. It's just going to be a great match. Like, that's it. It'll be a great match. And I'm pretty excited for it. And I don't mind whichever of them wins. I'm totally fine with. We have Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley, last man standing match. Things are going to get blown up. There's got to be at least one explosion during that. You know what? I'm going to root for Bobby Lashley. Denver guy. A Denver native. A fellow Denverite. I don't think that's the word that we use. Denverian? Oh, maybe it is Denverite. I don't know. I've never used it. I've never actually lived in Denver. I've lived in the suburbs of Denver. Whatever. Bobby Lashley. I'm going to root for Bobby Lashley. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Oh, this match is going to be so good. This is a singles match for the United States Championship. Oh, that's great. It's going to be, I'm excited for it. I don't know who I want to, I do kind of want AJ Styles to win. And then that just starts the snowball of the club wreaking havoc. Then the club can go after then the club. I want the Usos to win. So then we get the club versus the Usos going forward. Bullet Club taking over. Finn Balor retains his Intercontinental Championship. I don't think he has an Intercontinental Championship match. But Finn Balor has the championship, and then he gets recruited. He gets swayed over to their side. The club just stealthily wins all of the not all of the championships. They don't have the top championships, but the stuff, they just all have gold all at the same time. Just all of a sudden out of nowhere. That's what I'm hoping for. Aleister Black versus Cesaro. Like I said, this match is going to be so awesome. Oh, I'm so excited. I am so excited to see an Aleister Black singles match on a main roster pay-per-view and a Cesaro singles match on a I don't think he's had a singles match on a pay-per-view since he came back from injury when I started watching. That's going to be awesome. I am so excited. I didn't even realize that. I think maybe he had a couple in that first before the bar happened. Oh, well, his match against Cesaro. He hasn't had singles matches on a pay-per-view since him and Sheamus were going at it. So that was like 2 years ago. Oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be so great. Then we have a triple threat tag team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships between the teams of the champions, Daniel Bryan and Rowan, The New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods, and Heavy Machinery. I'm rooting for the New Day to win here because then we have the New Day has all championships, and this could be the start of this factions ruling everything. With the club on one side, with the New Day over there on SmackDown, holding down everything over there. Yeah, this could work. And that sets things up perfectly. If Undisputed Era have to become part of it, oh, champions of all the brands, like all together in one like huge match, that'd be awesome. But anyway, I'm getting excited at stuff that's probably not going to come close to happening. But just imagine. Then we had Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight Championship. This is gonna be good. Their triple threat match was so awesome. At the last pay per view. I'm glad we're gonna get to see a 1-on-1 match here. It's gonna be good. I want Drew Gulak to retain because he's just awesome. But Tony Nese is awesome too, so I wouldn't mind if he did win it back. Then we have the handicap match for the SmackDown Women's Championship: Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I hope they win it. So then, either way, there's gonna be friction between Alexa and Nikki. If they lose it, then Alexa will probably blame Nikki and things will fall apart. That'll be interesting. I'll be sad, but it'll be interesting. But if they win, I think there'll be, and especially if Nikki Cross gets the win, I think there will be some friction there as Alexa maybe stops calling them co-champions, and maybe plays down, devalues Nikki's contribution to making this all happen, and that could cause friction as well. So I want to see Nikki Cross as technically a champion on the main roster, so I'm rooting for them to win. But if they don't, I'd be excited for Bayley to continue forward as the champion and see who she faces next. Who would she fight at SummerSlam? So it could go either way, and I'll enjoy that. Then we have Kofi Kingston defending the WWE Championship against Samoa Joe. I'm rooting for Kofi Kingston so that New Day could have all the championships, but if Samoa Joe wins it, that means he's going to be on SmackDown. He's going to be on SmackDown from now on, and he just wreak havoc. He was just, totally rule things. And this is a chance to revitalize the Samoa Joe threat. He's kind of looked like a punk recently, but it could also solidify Kofi Kingston as a bona fide champion. Like, he already has solidified his spot in the championship lineage. But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to that match. I think it'll be really fun either way. Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. All I hope for this match is that the Undertaker only does like two things, like the whole match, and it'll be good. I think it's a no holds barred match, so they can easily just do a bunch of stuff with chairs, like hit each other with chairs, like gut shots with chairs, like that. That's fine. It's not risking anybody like falling on their heads and stuff like that. And I think this has potential to be 1,000,000 times better than the last Undertaker match that we saw. The last like 5 Undertaker matches we saw, I think it would be like 1,000,000 times better than that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm rooting for Roman Reigns to win. I think it'll be like a choke slam to Shane McMahon to get him out of the picture, and then Roman Reigns hits Drew McIntyre with a spear and gets the pin. I think that's my prediction for the finish. There you go. Choke slam to Shane, spear to Drew McIntyre. There you go. And all within 3 minutes of the match starting. I think that should happen. So it's just quick. And then this has got to be the main event. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. Last chance winners take all mixed tag team Extreme Rules match. Oh my God. Oh, so many words in that graphic that they need to put in there. It's Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans' last chance ever to face them, apparently. And also it's a winner takes all for the Universal Championship and the Raw Women's Championship. God, Seth and Becky have to win. I've heard rumblings of that it's going to be like a reboot after coming out of Extreme Rules in some ways, and starting off that reboot with Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin as the champions. I don't know if that's the best way to start out things. So I think we're gonna get Becky Lynch either pinning or submitting Baron Corbin for the win. Because I think that's the most interesting. Or, like I almost completely forgot. Okay, Brock Lesnar could cash in on Kofi Kingston. And if Samoa Joe, I'd be okay with that. I think that would be pretty cool. But even more cool and more interesting is if Brock Lesnar cashes in. I don't think they would do it during the match. During the match would just be too weird, because if it's winners take all, he gets added to this winner takes all thing, and then Brock Lesnar has both the Universal and the Raw Women's Championships. That would be so weird. I would absolutely love it, and I really hope that happens. But the more likely situation is that Becky gets the win for them. They retain their championships, and then Brock Lesnar cashes in. And that could cause a rift between them. I don't know, or bring them closer together. I don't know, either way. But I hope that Brock Lesnar cashes in on someone tonight on Extreme Rules. Not tonight, but you know what I mean. On this night. So there you go. There you go. I think my prediction for the end of the Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane and Drew, I think that's my most solid prediction for the entire thing. I'm going to stand by that one, like 99%. Everything else is like, whatever happens, kind of. And I really hope Brock cashes in. So, that's it. This episode ended up being a lot longer than I meant for it to be. But I hadn't recorded anything since like Tuesday or whatever, whenever I did the Raw episode. So, hopefully it covered a bunch of stuff I'm really excited for. I'll talk to y'all soon about Extreme Rules. That'll be my next episode, I think, unless I am able to I might record something while I'm in my hotel before the show, whether it's about Fight for the Fallen and the Evolve shows. I'm gonna try to watch those in the morning. Or if it's about this week's NXT and NXT UK, or maybe or maybe both. Stay tuned for all of that. So let me know what you thought about this week's episodes of SmackDown and 205 Live. What you're excited for Extreme Rules, what you're not so excited for Extreme. Like going through all those matches, I don't think I'm going to be unhappy with any of those matches. I just think this is going to be a really good show, and I'm excited to be there for it. So yeah, let me know what you think about all that by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe out there in all the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.